Okay, I started a bit late today because I'm preparing for my talk tomorrow. I don't know how many of you going to the Seedly Festival, but unfortunately, I I I got to prepare my talk tomorrow. I'll be standing in front of thousand over audience, so I haven't faced such a large crowd for a long time, So I just got to prepare myself. Yeah. So sorry I started late today. So if you can hear me loud and clear, can see me loud and clear, would appreciate your say hello, Mr. Lu, and give a like. Okay. Then I know everything is fine. Yes. Okay. Master Chef Sean, thank you. Good to see you too. Zihao, thank you. Okay. Or to give a like. Okay. So that I know you guys are there. You can see me clearly and everything is clear. Hello, everybody, family. Kelvin, Victor, Achua, Adrian, good to see all the hellos, okay? Loud and clear, and that's good, okay? Today should be good internet, good sound, good everything, okay? I don't see having problems again, okay? Good, okay. Yes, Minky, good to see you. Sotong, good to see you. Okay, okay. Good to see you. Jasmine, good to see you too. Ari, good to see you. Hui Xiong, good to see you too. Okay, all good, okay? It's all good. Okay, Yvonne, good to see you. Okay, James, good to see you. Don't call me boss. Please, please, okay? Emran, good to see you too. Maria, good to see you, okay? All right, good, okay? So all to give a like, please, okay? And I'll start, okay? Nixon, good to see you too. So today um, I'm covering a very important topic. Okay, I'm usually what we call a stock market bull. Okay, I'm usually a stock market bull, but today I want to caution everybody of a possible recession that's coming. What skincare do I use? Okay, soon. Okay, I'll tell everybody soon. Okay, yes. So um, there is a stock market. There's a not stock market. There is a recession risk that's coming, and this recession risk is quite high this time. I'm usually not calling out a recession, but this recession risk is now clear and present danger. So I thought it's important for me to show everybody where my analysis is, and then more importantly, what will happen to Singapore. Okay, I'll show you on the macroeconomic view first, and then I'll show you what happened in Singapore and what we should do. Okay, so if you guys are ready, say I'm ready. Okay, and then give a like. By the way, there's a couple of announcements. The first of all is tomorrow. How many of you are going to the Seedly Festival? Okay, Seedly Festival. Um, I don't know whether there's any more tickets available, but I think some of you have already signed up. The Seedly Festival this time is probably the largest ever, and if I'm not wrong, I think what time? What's that? Seedly Financial Festival. It's very big event. Okay, I think tomorrow there will be a crowd of maybe 2,000 over people if I'm not wrong. Okay, I don't think in my life have spoke to 2,000 over people. 1,000 over people I have. Okay, so I think that's number one. Number two is that not tomorrow, but next Saturday at 3 p.m. we have got Endowers Chairman, Chief Investment Officer Sam Ree will be coming to our 1865 channel to give a talk. Okay, he's from Endowers, and many of you have questions about Amundi versus Lion Global for S&P 500. Many of you have questions about, hey, what if Endowers were to lap? What if this were to happen? What if they have to happen? And so on, right? So the session will be live streamed from 3 p.m. I would encourage everybody to join, ask the question yourself. It is a very good event. It's very difficult to invite big shots like this. They are now handling $1 billion of CPF funds. It's a very big company. So now when I first started Endowers, there was just a small startup only. B, can you deal with him? I think he wants to come in. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. Now is okay. So I will encourage everybody to join in on next Wednesday. Okay. So tomorrow's event will not be live streamed. Okay. Yeah. Tomorrow's event will not be live streamed, but the Saturday event will be live streamed. Okay. Can? Okay, cool. So this so much about the announcement. Okay. So let's get started, shall we? Okay. If everybody's ready, please tell me you're ready so I know. More importantly, everybody give a like. Okay, so I know. Okay. All right, cool. Okay. So I have the slides. I rarely prepare slides nowadays, but tonight I think it's important for me to have slides. So I've actually prepared the slides in the link, okay, in the link, in the link on the description. Okay, so okay, all ready. Okay, let's go. Okay, show my cat. You heard the cat, is it? Um, uh, he's playing tantrum at the door. I lock him out of the room and he wants to come in. So if he comes in, I'll show you guys. Okay, it's very funny. Hello Kitty. Mama, I think people want to see him. Okay, is he stuck at the door or what? He cries so much that he wants. Stupid cat. You open the door, he run away. If open the door, if it does come in, okay, I'll let you know. But let's cover this first. Later, I'll bring the cat shoe. So the title of today's talk is Recession is Coming. Okay, and and I actually have lost count the number of talks. Okay, lost count the number of talks. The first important data point is that I actually disregard all the YouTubers, the naysayers, whatsoever. I never believe in them whatsoever. A lot of people are saying that, wow, this year will be a great year. Next people talk about, no, this year will be recession. All this rubbish I discarded. Okay, but I want to talk specifically of a few key market movers. Okay, market movers and economic movers. Okay, now I'm going to say this. Okay, recession is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, recession is a self-fulfilling prophecy, and the more people believe in a recession, the more recession will happen. Okay, yeah, it's not like I believe I've got heart attack. Means I'll get heart attack. No, it doesn't mean that. Okay, but if you believe that if you believe that you'll be frightened, you'll be frightened. And inflation, sorry, and recession is such a thing. If you believe a recession is coming, what will you do? If everybody believes a recession is coming, everybody will pull back their spending. If everybody pull back their spending, guess what happened? If everybody pulled back their spending, then, okay, guess what? Okay, then a recession will happen. Okay, so recession is a self-fulfilling prophecy. But let's take a look at who are the market movers that will cause a recession to happen. The first and foremost, the culprit of all recession is the Federal Reserve. Okay, the Federal Reserve. This is the Federal Reserve Chairman, okay, Jerome Powell, and they just issued the meeting minutes in March, and the Federal Reserve minutes point to a recession later this year due to a banking crisis. They believe that because of the banking crisis, a recession will happen. So the banking crisis with Silicon Valley Bank, First Republic, and a lot of these regional banks, plus Credit Suisse and all this, all jibaboom, having problems here and there, right? So all these banking issues, okay, are causing the economy to have a credit crunch, okay, and this credit crunch is most likely leading, okay, to what we call a recession. Okay, yeah, this recession is quite a serious recession. Okay, hello boy. All right, guys, I gotta show you and introduce you. Everybody say hello, Chong Chong. Okay, Chong Chong is so he just walked past. Okay, so I thought I want to show you guys. He's what we call a munchkin cat. If you look at his legs, he's actually quite okay. He's actually quite a short cat. The eyes, okay, he's actually quite a short cat. It was a kitten that now it becomes a humongous cat because of overeating. Yeah, very very friendly. Okay, a bit there nowadays, right, boy? Okay, it's can you see his short legs? Okay, so but Chong Chong is a Chong Chong, Chong. Okay, yes. So it's a bit camera shy, I suppose. Okay. Yes. So hello everybody. Everybody give a like please for Chong Chong. Okay. It's very big now. It's humongously big. Okay. Yes. All right. Cool. Okay. Thank you. I hope everybody likes Chong Chong. Okay. Yes. All right, Chong Chong. Okay. Don't scream and shout. Okay. All right. Go. Okay. Yes. Yeah. They found him at one point in time. He was lost. Yeah. Okay. He ran out of the house and from 12th floor, he ran to the 10th floor. Yeah. He's how old is he? 1 years old. Yeah, close to 1 years old now. No, it's not a fierce cat. It's a playful cat. Nah. He likes to bully the uncle. Okay, I have another cat called Whiskey. But anyway, let's go back, shall we? Sorry for the. Yeah, thank God it's found. Okay. Yeah. So really, the one thing that the Federal Reserve believe that will cause a recession is not the hike of the interest rate. Actually, I believe that caused the recession more, but the one that caused the recession, okay, is the banking crisis. So is the banking crisis over or not? Now look like overlay. What's the big deal, right? Okay. So I was like, all the regional banks that are supposed to collapse or more or less have collapsed, all the bailouts are done and things like that. So what's the big deal, right? Guess what? Okay. Who believes that the banking crisis is not over yet? Now, if let's say Mr. Lu say banking crisis over yet, somebody say, who the hell is Mr. Lu, right? And then I think there's Robert Kiyosaki always say, wow, the worst of all crises happen, the banking crisis can happen. There's a few, you know, there's a few, there's a few people always say the end of the world is coming. What's the other guy's name? The guy who was the big shot, Michael Burry. Also, all these people keep saying, wow, death coming. But guess what? This time around, who said it? Okay, this time around is Warren Buffett actually said. Now, Warren Buffett is a different league of kung fu master already. Okay, he says that we're not through with banking failures. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. We're not done with banking failures. So Warren Buffett believes that there could be more failures of the banks down the road. Although the depositors don't need to worry. Okay, yeah. So it's quite serious, right? When Warren Buffett actually said that, I was like, wow, quite shocking, right? Warren Buffett actually said. So when Warren Buffett says that we're not done with the banking failures, so this now coincide with the same thing. And actually the interview, he was in Japan and he was interviewed by I think it's CNBC or something like that. And guess what? When they point blank asked him, "Do you think that a recession is coming?" Now, people like him are quite careful. Not to give a definitive prediction. But you know what he says? Okay, he says basically this, that it is a tougher world out there for many business and for his as well. He's monitoring all his business by the day. Quite a lot of his retail business have gone down. A lot of the CEOs have told him business is tougher. I think probably only business that have not gone down or find it okay is the insurance business that he have. I think he has one insurance business very big, but the rest of business, I think he's basically saying that he monitors the numbers by the day. It is getting tougher. Okay, it is getting tougher. So not just he feel it, I also feel it. Right? I don't have many businesses as him. When I look at all my businesses, it is getting tougher. It is really getting tougher. I just spoke to one of the CEOs, Geico. Yes, okay, Geico is one of his insurance business. It's a general insurance business. I spoke to one of the business of a CEO of a CEO group, sorry, a company of a CEO. Today, his business is really tough in Singapore. Retail is really, really tough. Yeah. So I've arranged to meet him. I just came back, so I arranged to meet him on a Tuesday or something like that. So it is really tough. Walmart shuts down 4 of its outlets. Yeah. So really bad. Okay. If you speak to anybody in US right now, the mood is really, really bad. Everybody believes that a recession is coming. And what I say is that a recession is a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more people believe that a recession is coming, the more a recession will come. Okay? Because they hung themselves, Because they hung themselves, they frighten themselves, they pull back on their expenditure, they increase their savings, and held back on investment or whatever. Then you become a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So not just myself said, JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon also said that, there are storms cloud ahead for the economy. Okay, the storms are ahead for economy. And for CEO to say that, now CEO of a bank would rarely wants to say that, because when he says it's not good for his business, right? But he's saying it's because he know that, say don't say also no difference. That might as well say that it is stormy clouds ahead for the economy. So quite serious for all the market movers to say that. Yeah, all the market movers say that, right? So I think that everybody is now pointing towards this year, end of this year, for a recession. Now that's quite serious, right? Now, so who is a yeah, correct. Berkshire Hathaway sees candies badly affected. Okay, and he was telling that it's monitoring it this Easter holiday, sales is bad. Okay, so one major trading partner of Singapore is USA, right? And USA drives a lot of business for the rest of the world. It's the biggest economy in the world. Okay, 300 over million very rich people. Okay, what's the other big export market for Singapore? It's China. Okay, it's China. And I've talked about China before. There's some smart aleck who says that, Mr. Lu, you're wrong. What you're saying is rubbish whatsoever. Maybe you're correct. I'm not sure, because the problem with China is that a lot of their official figures are, if you look at some economists globally say that, their figures are not reliable and a bit BS and things like that. So very difficult to say. I'll talk about stock market. I'll talk about what we should do at the end of the session. Okay, but let's take at the macroeconomic view first. Okay, but let's take a look from a qualitative perspective about China. Let's not debate. Okay, about how accurate the Chinese figures are. Okay, now I'm going to go back to A levels economics. Many of you have taken A level economics. Some of you have forgotten already, but I just want to help you recall. Okay. How do you determine the performance of a country, right? Its national income, right? We call it GDP, right? If you remember this formula, okay, GDP is equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M, okay? C plus I plus G plus X minus M. And C is basically consumption, and then private consumption, G is government expenditure, I is investment, X is export, M is import, okay? This formula is for the entire world, right? All national income is measured. One of the measure of national income is this way. The other two methods I'll not go into. But from here, you can analyze what happened to China right now. It's very easy to analyze, right? First of all, I hope everybody agrees that export of China is going down. Okay, it's going down. It's no longer as high as it used to be. Okay, and one simple reason is that the biggest export market of China is Singapore. No, right? Who's the biggest export market of China? Okay, who is the biggest export market of China? Anybody? Okay, right? Okay, who is the biggest export of China? Yes, US. Okay, US. And you know what? Okay, all right. PB, good to see you. US economy is now slowing down, and they buy a hell lot less import right now. Okay, so the biggest export market of China is US, and that's coming down. Okay, yeah, maybe month on month, since COVID recovered, that's going up. But generally speaking, the exports of China is going down, right? Of course, right? So this thing is coming down. Let's hold import flat first, and let's not ignore it, okay? Let's look at investment, right? There are two types of private investment. One is by foreign investment, one is by local investment, okay? So is investment in China going up or down? Okay, anybody can tell me? Okay, so someone will just say, I just came back from Shenzhen, doesn't look great at the moment in most industry, kept waiting for people, traffic smoother, more than 1/3 of population went back to rural, trade war impact. See, exactly. Singapore Chinese 69 says that he just came back from Shenzhen. It's a bit gloomy. I want to go. By the way, they said Do you need a visa to go to China right now? If it's just for a short trip, I don't know, like 7 days or 10 days. Do you need visa? I would like to go there, right? To take a look myself. So anyway, while I wait for his reply, so China investment, right? C plus I plus G plus X minus M. Visa needed, wapiang. Okay. Okay. So I thought for short trip you don't need. Okay. But anyway, if you could email me and let me know whether is you went with a visa or not for short trips. Okay. For Chinese, for a moment, yes, unless you have APEC card. Alamak, I'm applying for APEC card. Okay, never mind. Let's park the topic aside. Okay. Investment. There are two types of investment. Okay. One investment is foreign direct investment and one is local investment. Okay. Let's talk about the foreign direct investment. Is the foreign direct investment often called as FDI? Do you think it's going down or up in China? Do you think there's a lot of foreigners now investing into China, or a lot of foreigners coming out of China? Okay. Yeah, it's up or down. Okay, it's up or down. Hi. What did they do? What did they do? They keep FDIs down. They keep shutting down, on, off, whatsoever. And then their politics is so complicated. And they keep irritating the shit out of China and keep, making friends with Russia. What does all the US company do? What all the European company do? Right? A lot of them pull out. They may not pull out 100%. They pull out 50%. They pull out 30%. They pull out 70%. Why? The Japanese also pull out. Because you close shut. I got no more faith in this world, right? Your Chinese government doesn't give me comfort. My production supply chain keep getting shut down. So what I do? I go Vietnam. I go Malaysia. I go anywhere. If I go, some even go back to America. Everybody say American production very expensive, but you shut down, open is even worse, right? So what happened right now? Okay, we actually have a very serious situation where FDI is down because of this. Now let's talk about local investment. Never mind, okay? Angmo, Japanese, Korean, all wanna zhao, you zhao lah. I got my local rich Chinese that will put investment into China. Okay. Oh, you really? Tell you something glaring. Only saw like one Angmo in my 10 days there in the hotel. Wow. That's quite serious, right? That's quite serious. Okay. So I haven't been there, so I cannot tell, but someone really went there in Shenzhen and saw it with his own eyes. Okay. So all the rich Chinese, don't worry, my rich Chinese people will invest in China. So even C plus I plus G plus X minus, if the foreign guys run away, never mind, I got my local I. Are the local Chinese investing in China? What did they do to the rich Chinese in China? What do they do to them? Anybody? Right? You rich, right? You Jack Ma, right? You are rich people in China, right? What are they doing? Okay? What are they doing? What did the government do to the rich? What do the Chinese government do to the rich? Right? They make their life very difficult. All the rich Chinese are all running away, right? They fly out, they run out, whatever they can do, they chow. Why? Because they have no choice, right? Right. I think I told you this story before. I ever met a rich Chinese in Singapore, my face-to-face meeting. They talk about 几亿 means a few $100 million. Everything is 几亿. Wow, shit. A few $1,000 also very difficult. You talk about 几亿. Then I say, 兄弟啊，不是我要说你啊，你什么东西都几亿啊？为什么你来新加坡这样小的市场 ？Which means that, why is the market in Singapore is so small? Why are you coming? He said, 我的大的老板不喜欢我们有钱人 我的大老板不喜欢我们有钱人 Okay, so it's basically means that his big boss doesn't like rich people, right? And I can tell you the numbers just came out. I think in 2013 or 2012, I can't remember. The number asset under management in Singapore 10 years ago was about 1.5 trillion. Today, it's about $5 over trillion, and a huge chunk of them are from China. The number of China billionaires that are coming to Singapore right now is phenomenal, phenomenal. Okay, and these are no longer your, people who are not educated, low class, talk loudly, whatsoever. These are highly educated, sophisticated people, and they are really, 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 really successful people, right? Really, really successful people. Yeah, so they are buying up all the big expensive houses and cars. I don't know how much of our local inflation is caused by them, but it doesn't matter. You come and lift our economy. Maybe you can help me fight recession. Okay, so I welcome them, right? I welcome them. Okay, I welcome them. Oops, okay. So back to C plus I plus G plus X minus X is down, I is down. G, the government has money. Well, unfortunately, right now, okay, I think I have an article that talk about this. Okay, I see an article such as, and there's that I see them more in Chinese, but in the interest of time, oh God, my power is running out. Okay, so okay, wait, okay, thanks here. Okay, is it charging? Okay, so I see this kind of news very often now. One of China's most debt-ridden provinces has asked Beijing for help now in deleted online posts, right? They actually have a lot of the provinces are running out of money, have problem with money and things like that. So it's very, very difficult right now. Okay. China rich county suffer export slump as US tension hit factories. China warned of severe complicated foreign trade situation ahead of Canton Fair and falling orders. And these kind of news are very, 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 very common right now. So it is a serious situation right now. Okay, serious situation. So the government is a bit tight with money. They used to have a lot of money. They went for this one belt and road, 一带一路 kind of investment, and they went into those developing countries, threw a lot of money in and things like that. A lot of those investment have more or less gone down to drain. China is no longer the same China, right? So and last is that if everybody is like that, all the jobs are losing. The amount of unemployed is very high right now. So C plus I plus G plus X minus M, the C also dropped, right? Okay, wait, let me get back my slides. Okay, right. So the C also fell, the G also fell, the I also fell, the X also fell. What do you think is happening to China right now? Okay, so it's very, very clear, right? So I can explain it qualitatively. Now, I hope that with this COVID relaxation, there will be some uplift, and the question is whether this uplift can be sustainable. We don't know. Okay, so really right now, let's take a look at Singapore. Okay, so if US is now coming down, China is coming down, what will happen to Singapore? Do you think Singapore will be hit with a recession? Okay, let's take a look. Okay, let's take a look. Today's report or yesterday's report, I think it's today's report. Singapore economy grew by 0.1% in Q1, slowing from 2.1% in previous quarter. Okay, MTI advanced estimate. So Singapore economy grew by 0.1% in Q1 relative. Sorry, maybe it's too bright. Okay, let me do this. Okay, Singapore economy grew by 0.1% in Q1. Okay, slowing from 2.1% in previous quarter, MTI advanced estimate. I was looking at this 0.1. I said, okay lah, 0.1 still 0.1 still okay. It's still positive, right? So not recession lah. So it's okay, right? Now when I read in the detail, I read 0.1 is from what? 0.1% is from what? Look at the details, huh? Singapore economy grew by 0.1% year on year. That means relative to last year, this quarter. Relative last year, this quarter is 0.1%. It's not fake data. Don't get that wrong, okay? It's not fake data. It's real. But it's relative to last year. And it was a slowdown from the 2.1% growth in the previous quarter. Take note, number 1 point, okay? The figure is lower than the 0.6% expected by 19 economists. 19 economists predicted wrongly. They said collectively 0.6%. Then it turned out 0.1%. It's that far, 5 times different, 6 times difference, It's very, very far difference, very, very big difference, right? But I realized this content, this statement is damn important. Now look carefully, yeah. On a quarter-on-quarter seasonal adjusted basis, Singapore GDP contracted by 0.7% after expanding marginally by 0.1% in the previous quarter. Then I was like, did I read wrongly or not? Okay, so I read again. On a quarter-on-quarter seasonally adjusted basis, Singapore GDP contracted by 0.7%. You know what I'm saying, not? Against last quarter, we contracted by 0.7%. Yeah. So one more quarter of negative, we are officially in a recession, right? So we get two strikes. One strike, okay, two strikes of negative growth, we are in recession already. Okay, this is still a prediction, okay? But I think what they do is they take 2 months number and extrapolate to 3 months. So right now they are predicting that it is a 0.7% this quarter. So I was like, wait, did I read correctly? No, just in case, my economics a bit rusty. Is a recession is defined as two. Okay, a recession is defined as a significant, widespread, prolonged downturn in economic activity. A common rule of thumb is 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. Okay, and of course there are other definitions. 2 consecutive. We're not in a recession yet, but we are close. Okay, we are close. We're very close already. Okay, so the earlier estimate by the government was this year 0.5% to 0.25%. Okay, but Singapore economy is largely driven by exports, and our exports is really hit. Okay, really hit very badly, right? It's so bad that MAS now has paused its monetary policy tightening to focus on economic growth. What we're saying is that we gotta stop Sing dollar from being too strong. Okay, when the Sing dollar is too strong, what will happen? The Sing dollar is too strong, it hurts exports. Okay, now it is like stop this strong Sing dollar policy. Okay, and allow to focus on economic growth, right? So it is that serious. It is that serious right now. Okay, so in a nutshell, US is predicting an economic slowdown that lead very possibly to a recession. Not I say, Federal Reserve say, Warren Buffett, Jamie Dimon, all these people are leading towards there. Okay, China has a huge economic slowdown. I don't know whether in a recession, nobody really know, but I know that C plus I plus G plus X minus M is down. Okay, qualitatively is down. And if our two major, okay, export market is down, and Singapore clearly will be down, right? And we are seeing it now in last quarter that we are now in a negative territory. One more quarter in negative territory, we are in a recession. Okay, so I think it is quite serious. It's quite serious. Okay, so a lot of people say, oh no, Mr. Lu, car prices still up, property prices still up, and all this, So let's now take a look at what I think will happen. Okay, so I think first of all, I cannot say with 100% certainty that next quarter will surely be negative. I wouldn't know, right? I think the chances are now, okay, the risk of a recession is now much elevated, okay, much elevated. And I need to say this again, that a recession is a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more people believe in it, it will happen. Okay, it will happen. Now, but Singapore, you believe or not, is not important. You know why? Because our market is too small. Our main market is overseas. Whether those markets believe a recession will happen, I can tell you right now. Just now, there's a Singapore Chinese 69, or I think it's I don't know your name. Please tell me your name. But is the mood in China that you visited, is the economic mood, general mood, good or bad? Okay, can you please tell me? Because you just went there. He just went there a few days ago. He just came back. Okay, right. So second, the third, or not good, the mood. Yeah, maybe you can elaborate more. How bad is the mood there right now? It's like, I expected that. I watched many videos that talk about that, by Chinese YouTubers, and showing the mood. Many shops closed down. In the, is really bad right now. It's really bad, right? So China market is really bad right now, right? So now I need to say this: a recession does not necessarily lead to a stock market downturn. Not necessary. It could, but not necessary. Okay. Yes. So in when you look at a recession, you say, "Oh, see lah, stock market sure crash." May not, may not. Okay, may not. A lot of times when surprisingly when a recession happened, okay, the stock market really gone up. Why is it so? Because the stock market is 6 months, 9 months ahead of the economy. So more or less, there's some level of debt already built in, unless the recession fall causes more banks to collapse, more new black swans come, right? Yeah. Chinese friends say that government is bullish, but ground sentiment and consumerism is very badly down. This is exactly why I think a lot of the government are releasing data that none of the Chinese believe. Yeah, so I don't quite believe in the data. They say that, wow, unemployment is only 5%, but when they look at the ground, like the hell, a lot of people that are unemployed, so they don't quite understand why, right? So there's a lot of match, doesn't match what they're seeing on the ground. So I, question mark how they do their house sale statistics. Okay. So I need to say again, a recession does not necessarily lead to a stock market downturn. Okay. So you got to watch and see. Okay. Last is that we must prepare ourselves for a likelihood of a recession. We must prepare ourselves for the likelihood of a recession. Okay. Now you ask Mr. Lu, what should we do to prepare for recession, right? What's the number one recession buster? What's the number one recession buster? I've talked about it a few days ago. Okay. Right. Bad mood logo is okay. Build emergency fund. Cash. Yes. Cash. Right. Cash is the number one recession buster. Don't believe this rubbish. This all the other guys say recession. Cash is rubbish and things like that. Number one recession buster is cash. So conserve cash. Number two is job stability. Yeah, number two is job stability. How do you ensure job stability? Well, you may not, if you work in a big company that is stable, good for you. Work for government, good for you. But if you work for a company that's a bit shaky, you need to quickly make sure you diversify your ground, right? Okay, please don't ever, in anticipation of a recession coming, go and start the business, right? It is very, very dangerous to start the business, right? Is in a recession, very, very dangerous. The number one I rarely talk about business, but this one I have to talk about it. The number one success factor of a business is the right timing. It's right timing. Okay, no matter how good you think you are, good, this, good, that, how good your product is, or whatsoever, you come the wrong time, you're dead. So usually a recession will tell you it's the wrong timing. Okay, so don't ever go into a recession just because you want to diversify, right? Now, if you want to do a business, do those that got no cost one. I don't know, right? Saw me in Jurong Point. Yeah, I was in Jurong Point just now. Do you come and say hi to me, right? When you all see me, come and say hi to me. I'll be very happy to meet you. Okay, yes. So I just landed this morning. Yeah, right. So do not, at this point in time, do not make your boss angry. Secure your job. Work extra hard. Take up more jobs if necessary. and so on, right? Don't put your job at risk. Hold cash. Do not create. I don't know how to say this now. Do not take up a huge loan. Yeah, don't take a huge loan. Don't go and chase, things that you don't need, like buying a property, especially a private property at this point in time. I think it's very dangerous. The price is very high, and you could lose your job, and then and so on, right? So it's high risk right now, right? High risk. Okay. So I think there is a lot of risk right now. So I think Singapore, the good thing about the Singapore government is this: the minute there's a recession, the government rush out to save jobs. Rush out to save jobs. You might get a pay cut, you might get a pay freeze. Very likely the government will try as much as possible to save jobs. So in that sense, and even COVID, such a humongous economic downturn, also got very few job losses. Yeah, that's very interesting, right? So however, this is a time that we want to be careful. Would there be still job losses? Yes. You're right, okay? JC Sun says that government got no money already, still have to raise GST. Our government is not as rich as they were. Yes, our national reserve is very high, but the fact that they have to raise GST means that they are not as rich as they have wished it to be. So this time around, maybe they'll be less generous, right? So I don't know, okay? I'd rather not count on the government. I'd rather count on myself, okay? Ken? All right, good, okay? So just to sum up, the US market movers and opinion leaders are saying that a recession is likely to come. China, we'll talk about it. Some people here have just been in China. It is likely there's some risk over there, likely a tough economic slowdown. These two are our two biggest export market. So these two markets are coming down. When you combine these two markets, they're coming down, and look at the economic statistics that came down from MPI, they all point towards a very likelihood of recession in Singapore. As a result, we got to prepare ourselves for it, okay? Conserve cash, make sure you got job security, and this one I can't tell you what you should do, okay? And so on, okay? And just continue to live life, right? Okay. Third is, the last point is, it may not lead to a stock market crash, so don't overreact, okay? Don't overreact, right? So this doesn't constitute a financial advice. I would not overreact, okay? I would stay put and watch first, okay? Okay, so I'll just take some quick questions, and then I'm mindful that it's very late right now. I wish I could go for a walk, but yes. All right, cool. Any chance property will correct with recession? Very hard to say right now. Very hard to say, okay? Very difficult to say. Right? It's because we have got combined effect of a recession, economic slowdown, and then all these rich foreigners coming in. Very difficult to tell. China property dropped sharply. People can't serve their housing loans. Graduates are unemployed. The wages are reduced. It's very difficult to find jobs right now. Exactly. And I still got clowns that tell me that China is a very strong market, so don't worry. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So I think there is a huge risk to Singapore. But I would really like to go China to take a look. I was told that China visa queue is very, very long right now. I 吃饱太闲空 to go for all these queues. Yeah. Okay. Mr. Lu, when you go for a walk, usually walk how long? No, I try to walk until around midnight, 1 a.m. or something like that. Okay, not too late. Yeah. Next month, China graduates to come in and fight for a job. We have FDA with them. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Okay, so the gentleman, the person went to China, just said almost every China person I spoke to wants to come to Singapore and move their money here. If we don't close the door, unlikely asset will drop here. I also think so. Yeah, I think yeah. So every one of them want to escape Singapore. That I know. Okay. Yes. Do you think COE prices will drop? Really hard to tell. The two things that very difficult to predict is a car and COE. When's your next talk in a car? I'm trying to talk in the car. Tomorrow I'm giving a talk with with at Seedly Festival. Then the next Saturday, I'm giving a talk with Endower's chairman and chief investment officer Sam Lee. So I've scheduled 2 events already. Okay, and so tomorrow, whoever is there in Seedly Festival, you see me. Any glimmer of hope of avoiding world recession? Hard to say. Yeah, Mr. Lu, what's your net worth? I'll be an idiot to tell everybody, right? Yeah, what a silly question, man. Sorry to say that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. First 10 minutes of my conversation is all about Singapore. Really? Wow. Okay. Everybody wants to come to Singapore. Yeah. Okay. Will you change your S&P portfolio in Endowers as a Monday is now available on CPF? I will wait and see. I will let Sam convince me. Okay. Both are, I'm open to it. Yeah. Tesla can buy. I wouldn't pick individual stock. Okay. Now with new variant affecting so many cases, will it affect economy? I don't think so. Yeah, I see a lot of people sick, but nobody care. What festival today? It's a Seedly event. Yeah. What's the point of these uber rich Chinese people that come here but don't start enterprise and job but create inflation houses? No. When they come here, I think they can bring in $10 million. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. $7 million, of course. I already announced that already. I announced that a long time ago on my. I announced 1M48A, right? Yeah, there's an article on it. 3 years ago, I already announced it already. Yeah, now I'm 50. 2 years ago, I announced that already. Okay, just on CPF. Yeah. I have second COVID already recovered. Silly. Okay. All right, cool. Okay. Anyway, we'll be in Chengdu in June. Let's see what's the situation there. Yeah, let us know. You can drop me an email. I'll be happy to have discussed. I have cash savings of $2 million in FD. I'm 65. I still have income, okay, from my work. I stay in 2-room flexi HDB. Should I buy a 4-room DBSS and spend $700,000 from my savings? The question is, do you have a need? Do you have a need to buy a bigger house? Maybe you have a family need, do it. If you have, yes. But you're 65 already, you can ask yourself, what are you going to do with the money, right? Okay. Yeah. So up to a certain point of time, you need to start spending money, before you pass away, right? Mr. Lu, to conserve cash, better keep money in the bank account. What about putting an endowment plan, save long-term investment? I rather right now just put into fixed D and government bills. Okay, I try not to touch any other thing if you want to use it as cash. $13 million to set up family office in order to qualify for long-term stay pass. No, yes, that's for family office. But I think for them, they have to bring at least $10 million even to come over. No, not for family office, just to come over. I can't remember. MTI set up the new rule. You can Google it. Okay. My endowers, including the Lion Global Equity, has been free falling from day one. How long do you think it will be before you pull out? I think I don't know when you buy it. The one that I bought right now is probably about 80, 90K in profit. It used to be 100 plus thousand. But I think largely because the US dollar fell from $1.43 to $1.32, 33. By the way, the Sing dollar is falling against the US. So now it's used to be 32, now it's 33. So all these factors are good. You cannot be short term in this. You got to look very long term. Okay. Yeah. Mr. Lu, do you have any advice for a student graduating a potentially recession environment? I think it's the same. Try to go and pursue a work that is something you're truly excited and passionate about and can make money. Okay, Mr. Lu, is Scythe as a good platform? I cannot, talk about other platforms. Just tell that I don't invest in I don't invest in Scythe. Okay, I don't feel comfortable with them, but it's just me. Okay, you'll talk about 20% of US. What about other 80% you invest in? Okay, no, I have CPF. I have got, I've got local businesses. Okay, quite a substantial part of it. I've got my house. I got bonds and things like that, right? So it's quite well diversified. how many investments do you have? I think I've spoken about before, right? I encourage everybody to have something like that, right? You have got I've got CPF, I got government treasuries, I got US government treasuries, I got Singapore government treasuries, I've got S&P 500 in different forms, I got Nasdaq, I got some investment in individual stock, but they're based on algorithms. Okay, and then I've got investment in companies, and so on, right? I have a little bit in my HDB. Yeah. Okay. Will you buy long? Will you buy government 10 to 20 years US Treasury? Yes, I do own them. Okay. Mr. Lu, would such deep recession affect Singapore property prices? I'm not sure it will be deep recession. I think there will be a recession. I'm not so sure it will be deep. Okay. Why are you so inclined towards endowers? At one point of time, I'm leaning towards endowers because they have the monopoly of the S&P 500 using CPF. I think today is still a monopoly. I don't know why Saif, Stash Away, I don't know who else, all these Money Hour, all these guys don't want to sell this product, okay, on endowers, S&P 500 using CPF, okay? So I don't know, right? Do you think China money will trickle down to US? No chance, man. There's a chance. The Chinese businessmen are not stupid. If there end up a conflict between China and US, the first money to be locked down is their money. So they're not stupid. No chance. They'll come to Singapore. If you have spare cash, do you think SSB is a good investment for long term? I will keep putting on T-bills and fixed D and roll on. SSB, I don't want the return now. I know it's less. It seems to be less than that of T-bills. Money is yours until you spend it. Yes. Recession is definitely looming around the corner. Okay. Good question on what GPGP. Oh, sorry, there's another person. I keep thinking of how Chinese money will actually benefit the population at large. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Any last questions? Okay. 3.07% is what? Okay. A couple of questions. Number one, do you see Fed reducing interest rate this year? No, I don't think that will happen. Very unlikely. I'm not saying no, 100%. Very unlikely. Possible to do a talk of how AI will affect jobs in future for next generation. I'm not expert in this area, so I can house sell and talk about it, but I'm not expert. So whenever I'm not expert, I try not to house sell. Okay. Your last video on being thankful to the Chinese investment in Singapore is absolutely right. They come and throw so much money at us, yeah. Endowers is very low cost too, and approved by MAS is holding your money in custody account. That part I really like, yeah. And I like the founders. I find them okay. I cannot tell you for sure. I find them very honest, and I feel comfortable. Okay. 30x price trade is now $8. Do you think the price will drop back to 350? I don't think so, man. Which bank are your main accounts? I think generally the local banks. Okay, yeah, generally local banks. Okay. It's time for a walk, Mr. Lu. Yes, I'm just answering a question. Thanks for listening. All right, good. Okay. With this, thanks for joining us. Okay, thanks for joining us. And I hope that the talk you find useful. Okay. As I said, if we can radar some of these issues that will come out, you won't feel so scared when it actually hit us. Okay, it may not happen, but it does happen. At least you are ready. Okay, cool. All right, I'll just answer a few more questions. Okay, many countries is going to deal directly in respective currency. How will this impact US dollar? First of all, I don't think they're gonna be that big impact. But if you want to de-risk yourself, we can park out some of it. I don't think they will replace US dollar and international trading, international currency. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. That's it. Okay. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. For those people who are in Sydney, remember come out and say hi to Mr. Lu. Okay. I really appreciate saying hi to you guys. Oh, you're watching from Switzerland. Which part of Switzerland? Lugano, Zurich. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, guys. Okay. Really appreciate this time. Good night, everybody. Okay. Good night. Thanks for joining me. Hey, nobody click like and follow one. Apa ini? Please click like and follow, after you go, okay? I really appreciate that. Okay. Oh, 70 kilometers from Zurich. Okay. Yes. All right. Good. Okay. Yeah. Now it's 7 p.m. over there. Okay. Have a good dinner and expensive place. Okay. Or give a like and click follow. Okay. Thank you, guys. Okay. We'll see you again possibly tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Okay. Good night. Good night. Okay. Good night.